It was super live, super interesting. I mean, again, I'm Cal. It's his fan, Black Rasslin Podcast. You already know, youtube.com/Black Rasslin every Thursday, 8:35 p.m. Please subscribe, like, all that. Tell your friend, tell your friend. We got a very, very, very special guest. Host of Bust It Open, Sirius XM Radio. You know him. If you're a wrestling fan and you're in the Bust It Open, you know him. Dave LaGreca, thank you for joining the Black Rasslin Podcast. Really appreciate it.
Cal, fam, it's a pleasure to meet both you guys. Thanks for having me on today.
Oh, no doubt. I do, before we get into anything, I do want to shout you out because I know there was you spoke, shouts to Mimi. Mimi said, I talked to Dave. Dave's down, and she mentioned that you had gotten the Black Rasslin the Twitter, and immediately Dave's like, I'm down. I want to do it. So I appreciate that because we don't always get people that want to have fun with us like this. But I want to get outside of all of that. Get outside of all of that because again, before we started, I wanted to bring this topic up. The timeline for, I guess it's been about 5-6 days has been nothing but MJF. When I look at your timeline, Dave, specifically, and we'll talk about the conversation that's going on right now after last night, but for someone in your position, someone who is the host of a Sirius XM show that Tommy Dream, you're talking to legends in the field and talking about the topic every day. What's the Saturday like for you when you get the word MJF no-showed this fan event? Like what are your messages like when that hits the DM?
I was getting a lot of phone calls and text messages and tweets. But I'm like, one thing I want to make clear, because I say it on Busted Open all the time, but I'll say it here. Like, I'm just a fan. Like, a lot of people look at me like, oh, and no disrespect, like a Dave Meltzer or Sean Ross Sapp or something. I'm not like a journalist. I'm not a writer. I'm just a fan. So I kind of want to I want to take the ride like everybody else. So when I give my perspective on Monday, I kind of want to just be like a fan. All right, what's going on? I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want it spoiled. I don't want to hear any kind of inside information. It's funny, though, reading, and I'm sure you guys too, reading everybody's articles and tweets like they know the answer when they really don't know the answer. It was so funny on Saturday and Sunday. Oh, he didn't fly in. They didn't get him an airplane ticket, or he was out there and he flew home.
Right.
And there was so much information that he wasn't there. And then first match, MJF and Wardlow. So, nice. But I love that stuff because that's the magic now of pro wrestling. Because since everything now has been kind of exposed and everything has kind of been out there, like, you see wrestlers outside of character on social media, right. And like, especially in the WWE, there's a lot of the magic is gone. So this is kind of like the new magic of pro wrestling. And I think MJF is playing it perfectly, I think.
With a situation like last night, I immediately people were, because he's out there, he cuts this insane promo. He's blending, what we're hearing is going on backstage with what's going on in the ring. And Mike's cut everything. It felt people were early pipe bomb. This is his CM Punk pipe bomb. But am I crazy? Because we're all, I imagine, gentlemen of a certain age. I felt it was more a Brian Pillman thing. It felt more like screaming about the Booker man than, and not saying it didn't feel like a pipe bomb, but Pillman, that's. Yeah. Am I tripping for that, or were you feeling that at all?
I was, because I think even with MJF, like whether this is, I hate using the terminology, but whether this is a work or whatever. There's always a little bit of truth in everything, right? So I think what he was saying, man, listen, we're all going through this right now.
Right.
I really believe right now, when you look at a lot of corporations and companies and places of employment, that they take advantage of loyalty.
Yes.
They take advantage of people who work from day one. Like, those are the people that I would think maybe generations before were rewarded. And I kind of feel like those types of people get taken advantage of. And I think because I talk about it in my work, I talk about it with my wife, with her job, like new people come in and it's like the new shiny toy, right? New people come in and it's like the people who have been there are kind of like the people that got pushed out or aren't treated with the respect like they deserve.
Facts.
And I think that's true. I think that's true across the board. And I'm not saying that that's true when it comes to MJF, but there probably is a little bit of truth to it. Hey, I've been here since day one, right? And he said it, 3 times? He mentioned WWE.
Yes.
All these former WWE superstars are coming in and, the one thing you want to be a little bit fearful of is how much of the spotlight is going to go on those superstars and how much of the spotlight are going to be on the people that helped grow this company since day one.
How much of what you think is going on is them reacting to him possibly becoming too cool to be a bad guy?
I think now, especially with pro wrestling the way that it is, that's the chance you have to take. I was having that argument with Tommy this morning on Busted Open, and Tommy kept saying to me, yeah, but he's not a true heel. Why? Because he was being cheered. Like any great heel is not going to be cheered, right? Roddy Piper, when you think of Roddy Piper, 83, 84, he wasn't being cheered. Right. Iron Sheik not being cheered. Like you look at Ivan Koloff, like you look at all those heels from back 35, 40 years ago, they weren't being cheered. Right. But I think that's the beauty of MJF. I can honestly say, I can't think of many superstars, many wrestlers, if any, that can turn a crowd the way MJF did last night. And not only did he do it last night, he did it 3 months ago in the feud with CM Punk when he went in and everybody was booing him. And then by the time his promo was over, jaws dropped because they were like, wait a second. That's when he talked about being bullied at school and people making fun of him because he was Jewish. Like he actually got sympathy. So here's a guy 3 minutes ago getting booed. And then 3 minutes later is getting sympathy. Last night, he's got people chanting, shut the F up. And then 2 minutes later, people are on their feet clapping and cheering them. Yeah. I mean, I don't know about you guys. I can't think of anybody else that I've seen that was able to turn a crowd that quickly. And it wasn't in a match. It wasn't, playing off of somebody else. This was just him in the ring by himself. And he was able to do that. And I think because he's able to garner emotions. Because how many people can relate to what MJF is saying in that ring? Exactly. There's a lot of people that said, you know what? I feel the same way he does because that's happening in my job right now.
Right. It's actually amazing you mentioned that. And Mav, shouts to Mav, he's not here, but Mav tweeted earlier. He's like, MJF may not be stone cold, but he's about to get that stone cold run. And that's a conversation I keep hearing is, and I don't know if that means that Tony Khan is going to be Mr. McMahon or who that, if there's going to be some type of authority figure, but maybe, now probably feels like the most perfect time. If the story really is going to be the changing relationship between worker and employer, not just in pro wrestling, but if they're trying to mirror that, yeah, now's as good a time as any.
And Cal and Pam, think of it this way. He's talking about former WWE superstars, right? Mm-hmm. But all those superstars they brought in are over and are the most popular wrestlers in the company. CM Punk, gone for 7 years, comes back in August, monster numbers across the board. Bryan Danielson comes in. Some of the best matches that I've seen in the last 12 months have been with Bryan Danielson.
Amen.
Right?
Amen.
So, you look at a Ruby Soho, not treated well at all in the WWE, not used the right way. Now she comes in, she's in tournaments, she's in the finals. Like, there's nobody's wrong in this situation. There's not like, I think Tony Khan's not wrong. Hey, he's got to do what's best for business. He's bringing in stars that people want to see. Blockbuster stars, right? Box office stars. But also the common person can relate to what MJF is saying, to the point where we saw the reaction like we got from him last night.
Do you gonna say something?
There's a natural kind of transition from that into something with the new champion, because this is the same argument that we heard years ago from CM Punk talking about part-timers coming in. And so I see, and it's one of the best things that AEW does consistently is kind of build stories that chain together and move out over time. And I think there's a lot of nuance here where we see there's so many like branches that they can go, because I also see some possible sort of like, I hope not to say another faction in AEW, but like something they can do where a lot of the old WWE guys kind of get together because they've already been grouped by MJF.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Like, you mentioned CM Punk, and a lot of people are relating it to CM Punk from whatever, 10, 11 years ago. Mm-hmm. I could see it, but look at CM Punk back then. Who is he going up against? John Cena. John Cena was the face of the company. Who was he in a feud with for the championship? The Rock. The Rock's the biggest name in pro wrestling history. Like, think about that. There's again, like, are you going to tell me that you're not going to bring The Rock back? You're going to tell me that John Cena is not the biggest box office draw? But there was some truth to what he was saying too. Like, that's what made it so compelling. But the WWE, I thought, played it the wrong way. Once he won that championship, he took that title, he jumped the barricade. 2 weeks later, he was back on TV.
Yeah. Too quick.
Within a month, he was a babyface.
Yeah.
Like with MJF, and they made it like a babyface, like he's palling around with Triple H, like it just didn't play the way that fans wanted to see it play out. Mm-hmm. You're getting a second opportunity with AEW, and the thing, and this is what amazes me, is people hate on Tony Khan, right? You've seen it on social media. People hate on Tony Khan. Tony Khan's awesome. He comes on with us once, sometimes twice a week on Busted Open. Like, I don't understand why people hate on that guy. Why? Because he's a fan? Because he loves pro wrestling? Why does every owner of a company need to be like Vince McMahon, a guy that's like, an ivory tower up on, in Stamford, Connecticut? I kind of like the fact that, Tony Khan's going to come on Busted Open and bullshit. Like that he's going to, before a show, go out and interact with the fans. Or, make fantasy matchups that fans want to see and sign people. I like that about Tony Khan. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying one way is right. I'm not hating on WWE or Vince McMahon. That's the way they do it. It's a winning formula for them. Awesome.
That's the key.
But I kind of like that there's like a guy that's just a fan that's the owner of a company and does it for the fans. Like, there's no wrong there, MVP said this one time, and I think it sums up this situation perfectly. He loves Dr. Pepper. Doesn't mean he goes on social media and says, I hate Coke. Like, fans think now it's like, I love WWE, so I'm going to hate on AEW, or I love AEW, I'm going to hate on WWE. How about just going on social media and praising AEW or praising WWE?
Right.
What do you care so much about something that somebody's doing? That it's like Met fans. Like, Met fans love hating on the Yankees. Why don't you worry about your own team?
Right.
Don't worry about what the Yankees are doing.
It's like Eagles
Eagles
fans always got to.
Sorry.
It's like Eagles fans always got to mention the Cowboys and that sort of thing. The filthy Eagle fans. Yeah, I can't.
Let me tell you something, fam. I still have not gotten over the Eagles winning the Super Bowl. Like, I still have trouble sleeping. It's been how many years now that the Eagles, I mean, the Patriots beat everybody, and you can't beat the Eagles? Tom Brady throws for 500 plus yards, and you still can't beat the Eagles? I mean,
Nuts.
come on.
Ultimate heel. He's the ultimate heel. He did it on purpose. He threw the game.
I love it. Actually, I do think it's funny. That was another conversation we were having offline just the look, because the other thing that was going on over the weekend, were people, and speaking of Tony Khan, the images of Tony at the scrum, and just I think what you're saying is key, and I think what you're saying is one thing that I'm realizing. What's one thing I've been realizing, but putting it to words, the idea that, yeah, I know that Vince and WWE they've owned the mountaintop for decades, and I all while knowing that we're in a time where there is a clear competition, someone that's a lot of time has their foot on their throat, especially when it comes to. I heard that the gate for Dynamite was the biggest on TV this year. Like, there's things that they do that it's amazing for a time right now, especially during the pandemic and everything. But remembering that just because Tony Khan may be in the Vince role, that they're not the same person. You know what I mean? They may have a lot of money and they may run companies, but what MJF said it himself, he's like, I think you should be out there in the stands. Like, I think that there's a lot of truth to the fact that Tony did happen to be the guy who was able to live his dream, at an earlier age, because he had the funds to and the ability to make it happen. But that doesn't mean that he's going to be whatever people think a fiery wrestling promoter is going to be. He's more or less like some of you. He's probably, if he wasn't doing this, maybe he'd be on Reddit, maybe he'd be on a Twitter, timeline, trying fantasy booking or whatever. But he just was able to, build this thing, with the help of a bunch of talented people. But it's
everything else. Like, I'm 50. I'm a 50-year-old man, but at the same time, I can't think like everything was better 35, 40 years ago.
Right.
Because when you have, it's always like that it's a catchphrase at this point, but like, adapt or die. That's probably as true words, and especially like what's been going on in our world the last few years. Like, you really do have to adapt or you're going to die. Things that were acceptable 35, 40 years ago are not acceptable now, nor should they be.
Right.
Like,
right.
And I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying that there's what Tony Khan does, him in that media scrum was right, but it's not necessarily wrong either. It's kind of like Jerry Jones. Like, a lot of people frowned on Jerry Jones when he first came on the scene, right? Making deals with Nike and, all these, things with tickets and how he talks, and owners were kind of like, that's not how owners act. Well, but this is how I act. And now more and more owners are more like Jerry Jones than probably not, So I just think with evolution of time, things are going to change. Not everything has to change, but you have to understand that things are going to change.
And they are happening right now. You mentioned some of the best matches from a while coming from Bryan Danielson. I wanted to ask you, because every time I present this to people, they're like, shut up, man. Bryan Danielson's just having a lot of fun. Do you think that we could ever get a chance realistically of Bryan Danielson being the AEW World Heavyweight Champion? We're in a world where CM Punk is holding the title right now. Do you think that is a possibility?
I think it is. Why not? Like, he was my vote for Wrestler of the Year for 2021, because you look at, he was in a main event match at WrestleMania, and then he's in an hour-long match in front of 22,000 fans for AEW. Like, that's pretty incredible, I think so. I think right now I love this dynamic with Jon Moxley. I'd love to see where this goes, but man, there's a lot. Things can change.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think a lot of people like forget, hey, 8 months ago, there was no CM Punk in wrestling.
How about that?
What I'm saying? Like, now you're so used to seeing him on TV every week, but there was a time where he wasn't even here. So, there was a time Bryan Danielson was in a main event match at WrestleMania. So why could he not be a world champion with AEW? I think it's definitely possible.
Thank you, Dave. I appreciate that. At least I got somebody smart on my side. No, I'm just kidding. Thoughts on before I know we only got you for so much longer, but before you get out of here, thoughts on there's a pay-per-view this There's a whole Hell in a Cell Sunday. Are you hype for this? At least the Cody match?
Oh, is that Sunday?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's the Monday Night Raw was a go home show for a pay-per-view Sunday, but I think MGF made everybody forget everything.
I almost forgot there was a pay-per-view on Sunday. Thanks for reminding me. I appreciate that. I got to talk about that tomorrow on the show.
He's taking notes as we speak.
Just give us some production credits when you guys.
Shouts out Black Rasslin. Help me remember.
I'll
mention you guys tomorrow with Mark.
Yeah. Salute to you, man. So tell Mark you said what's up.
Really quick. Before you get into the pay-per-view question, I listen quite often, and when you're on there with Bully Ray, right, and he has a theory about what he's seen the night before, he always asks you, like he gives you a quiz question, and there is a right answer, but you never know. And I always feel bad for you because now he done put the pressure on you to answer correctly.
Yes. He does that on purpose. It bothers the hell out of me. But I know exactly what you're talking about. He poses the question. It's like, well, wait, because I think he wants to know my answer so that he'll go the opposite way when I answer it. That's what I'm thinking it must be.
Damn wise guy. We see what you're doing over there, bro. We see you.
Thank you. At least somebody recognizes that.
No, of course. Hey, no, hell, I'm glad you recognize us, Dave. I really appreciate that. How the chat seems to love the conversation we just had. But
come on, Mimi. I saw Mimi in Baltimore, and I was like, wow, Mimi, like, because she was following me on Twitter and she stopped following me. And I was like, whoa, why did you stop following me? And she's like, I didn't stop following. I said, yes, you did. I still follow you and you don't follow me. Because I must have said at some point, I don't even remember when, something negative about Roman Reigns.
Sounds about right.
And she unfollowed me and I don't even know when that could have been.
That sounds about right.
Roman and what he's doing right now. So I find it very convenient of the fact that Mimi's not on the show today. And I'm on, so I better check my Twitter to see if she's still following me.
Right. At the very least, next time we can get you on, we'll have to make sure main event Mimi versus Dave in a no holds barred debate about the tribal chief. I can understand that. We could do it. We'll book it. Damn, this was Dave.
No other questions?
I do have a very, very serious question.
Okay.
When you are off the radio and you do not have anything to do the next day, what is your daddy soda of choice?
All right. So I do enjoy a Broken Skull IPA from time to time. I also really like this Dark Trooper Iron Maiden beer. It's pretty good.
I've seen that.
Right? And if I'm a little in a funky mood, I get some Combat Spandex. It's a little fruity.
That's amazing.
What amazing can. That's awesome.
And it's got this really kind of fruity taste to it.
I need that.
It's wrestling themed, but
Combat Spandex is a little fruity is the name of the episode.
And when I say fruity, it's got a fruity taste to it. It's got this citrus grapefruit taste to it. Right?
I am legitimately going to go look for that.
And then, I like in the summertime, I like a Land Shark. Land Shark Daddy soda is really good. I like Land Shark. But my old standby, and your guys are going to probably kill me on this, is Bud Light. I'm a big mark for Bud Light.
You like to go to the bathroom.
You know what? Well, it's not Coors Light. You'd say Coors Light.
Coors is water.
Coors Light. Yeah. Coors Light is like drinking just water.
Yes, yes.
But I do like a good Bud Light.
Hey. As long as you enjoy it in peace, Dave. I appreciate you for coming through again. I know you got to get out of here. I know the chat is thankful for you to come through this conversation.
Yeah, man, you got to have me on again.
I was gonna say, we got it. Something Roman Reigns related. We need to have Dave and Mimi.
When's the next time Mimi's off?
Honestly, maybe a couple. We'll figure it out. Dave.
I love her. She's awesome.
No
you
doubt.
Guys are great.
Thank you, man.
Shout out tomorrow, but you won't be listening. You don't listen. I will give you a shout out tomorrow.
Fam definitely listens, and he will let me know, and then I will make sure that I go.
Listening?
You know what? I don't have XM radio. I'm working from home. I've never really had a reason to have anything on the ride. So
now we're also available on podcasts too.
Oh, are you? Well, I will make sure I find that link, drop it in the description with this video so people know they can find Busted Open on SiriusXM as well as wherever they get their podcast. Right?
I mean, yeah, but you don't listen to the podcast. Like, I don't get it.
Dave, if it's not me re-listening to the Black Rasslin Podcast, I may not listen to it. I
get it. All right.
No disrespect. There's too much pro wrestling. This is a busy man. No, but Dave,
there's a lot of wrestling. There's a lot of wrestling to watch.
Again, you didn't even remember there was a pay-per-view Sunday.
I'm glad that you reminded me, because I would have been drinking a Bud Light on Sunday night. I would have been, oh my God. No, but I am totally, I cannot wait for Cody and Seth.
That is going
to be great.
They're doing good work. Cody. I don't care what anybody says. Oh, I was reading something like, oh, is the biggest thing that you've seen in the WWE Cody coming over lately? Yeah, it is. But you know what? It's also the biggest thing going on right now over there. I'm sorry, I can't help it.
I love it.
Dave, thank you again.
Pal. Thank you, fam.
Appreciate you. We're going to get you out of here. But again, anybody check Dave LaGreca on Twitters, on Busted Open, anywhere you get your podcast, SiriusXM, all of that. Dave, don't be a stranger. We'll get you back on the pod soon. You don't have to, I think you're home, so just stay home. But you got to get out of here. We'll catch you next time.
All right, see you later.
Peace.
Bye.
Damn, what a time. Like,
that was a great conversation, man.
I shouts to Dave.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we normally get that AEW talk on here, but I don't think people. It's probably some of the nicest, most on the level conversation we've had here. Peace out, Dave. We figured it out. He couldn't figure it out, so we figured it out.
I'm gonna be honest.
We
do this. Full disclosure, we do this through StreamYard, and sometimes StreamYard is the most confusing thing to get out of, because you're like, is there an exit button?
Where's the button? No, yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not on the screen anymore.
I have to take to just kicking motherfuckers. Just get the fuck out. Now, do we want to have a conversation about a good anniversary before we get into the show, or right now?
I'm with it. Right, ain't no better time like the present.
All right, so waking up today.
Still cold open.
We don't worry, y'all. People in the chat. Shouts out to peeps. Salute to Davis, Mimi, Math, wherever y'all at. Y'all rocking with us. It's Casual Monday on a Thursday.
You know what it is.
20 years ago today, HBO debuted what some people think is arguably one of the greatest television shows ever.
I Am Niggas.
The Wire today. The Wire turned 20 years ago. What was your household like? Was y'all like? Because HBO, they're showing vignettes like you ready. Was you hype? Was it like a holiday?
No. 20 years ago is what? 2002.
Yep. Summer 2002.
I believe, living maybe at my grandmother's house. I don't believe there was cable there. So when The Wire came out, son, I didn't have cable. You know what I'm saying? So, and shout out to my man Julian. But Man Junior's like always been like the HBO series guy, right? And so he was always like, "Yo, such and such, I'm watching this. Oh, all right, that's what's up, man. What we doing this weekend?" Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And for me, it was always hearing about it, and then it was, "Hey, yo, did you see so and so on the wire?" Like my friend circle seeing homeboys. Shout out to Tony T, who always popped up. But it was, you know what I mean? And it was kind of a I'll get to it thing for me. So for 3 seasons.
3 seasons you hadn't seen it?
3 seasons, I hear about The Wire. And then season 4 starts to drop, and this is when I'm really on my like really heavy. I'm online. And I see an episode of season 4, the first season with the Corner Boys and yada. And I'm like, oh, this is crazy. Download.
Word.
And I was in a job where I could binge before people were binging, and I binged The Wire. So the Wire is the first series that I ever binged and to caught up, and I watched season 4, you know what I mean, and so on with everybody else. But man, once they had me, and then it was the experience of they talk like my grandmother, they talk like my uncle, they talk like, you know what I'm saying, and then is, oh, that's homeboy from over the club, that's buddy over, you know what I'm saying. So not only am I seeing images and hearing songs of stuff that, you know, was real life to me,
right?
It was an amazing show too that pulled you in, so you get like, you know, it hits you at levels where you get to enjoy it at multiple levels, and then it has some of the greatest characters of all time. You know what I mean?
I mean, again, we R.I.P. people like, you know, Michael K. Williams. Like again, I'd seen him in stuff before, but I wasn't ready for Umar. I clearly was not ready for Umar. I wasn't ready for that type of character to take on that type of role and have that type of impact on a show like The Wire.
Remember, I said I wasn't watching The Wire.
Right.
So when I hear, yo, it's a gay nigga on there that just be robbing the dope dealers. He just wear a trench coat and a shotgun. I said, he don't got regular clothes on either? He was like, no, he got clothes on. He got clothes on.
He's wearing clothes. Don't worry, he's wearing clothes.
Yo, when he wore that tie to court, and wasn't that scene? Wasn't that what's buddy that used to be on with Snoop? We gotta run in.
This nigga.
Nah, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that.
Yo.
Salute them. It's the best his audio has ever sounded. You see that?
Yo.
What's up, bro?
What's good?
We talking The Wire.
I see y'all niggas and shit. Y'all doing something big. I probably shouldn't have said niggas.
Oh yeah, no, we passed that part.
Yeah, it's too late. It's too. From what I hear, if you're getting monetized, if you say something crazy in the first 30 seconds, that's the problem. We 33 minutes in, we good, bro. We good.
Oh yeah, so after I shits on the bitch.
Outstanding.
Gee, what the hell is going on here?
Look at all this. These niggas on field trips.
Listen, look at my son over here. Look at my son.
Hey yo,
y'all allowed to get on time like this? I figured y'all might be getting in trouble.
Mind your business.
Say less.
You see it's pink out here, right? I'm hiding.
Wow. Yeah, ecstasy.
Yo, you are in my drug-induced trip.
That's ridiculous. Wait, what you
occasion?
Yeah, what you risking your life for? What you risking your life for?
Yo, fame is a hell of a drug. I wanted a piece of Dave LaGreca. Pause.
Dave, shouts out to Dave. Dave was
Man, we
good.
don't do no pausing in June, champ. Keep going though.
That's facts. That's facts.
So I gotta take it.
Yes. Yes. No pause, June. New rule. No pause, June. That's it.
Bear down. I'm going in dry. Keep going. I'm sorry.
You better sit down and take it.
I'm out of here.
Absolutely.
Drip, are you even allowed to talk?
Can you talk
Yeah.
to that bread? Do you got bread? Did you get the bread yet?
That's a good question. He ain't get no bread. He don't know what's going on.
Ain't no bread.
You ain't get no bread yet?
Huh?
You ain't get no bread yet?
Sure, it's ice, baby. Cuz what you got going on, champ? You all right? Are you in trouble? Blink if you need. Blink 2 times if you need help.
We'll send you an Uber. You just gotta
Oh,
jump.
blink 17 times. Send the people.
No pause. June should be the name of the episode. That's the month. That's it. No pause. June.
Absolutely.
What is why I gotta relax? What I do? What I do? What is,
Is the show started?
No, you still hear the music. You
we was cold opening about the wire, and then you jumped out the club.
Yo, I've been.
wow, Vin, what? Why, Vin? Why would we go there, Vin? Why would we do that?
I
He's doing a lot.
ain't seen none of that shit.
That's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
Sweetheart. Damn, her whole.
It's that splat.
It's that splat. It's that splat.
That's what you say when they check you. Oh, you smell good. What that is? You just got on. Don't worry.
Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
Sweetheart.
Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
It's that splat.
It's that splat.
Her ass chewed up that whole dress. Jesus Christ.
Hey, he's wilding. He
Sorry.
is wilding.
That was not on HBO's The Wire at all.
Absolutely. Yo, he looked like he had the
Oh, okay, Drip.
She has now been on the podcast.
Good job, Drip. Good job, Drip.
Hey, Drip, are you on a date?
He is definitely on a date
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the
On
podcast.
a podcast?
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
the certified lover boy over there.
Absolutely.
Nah, you can't be a certified lover boy when you batting 0.
This nigga, hey, cuz don't look like he at one of the houses off Miami Vice right now. Crack it! Crack it! Mav got the dope!
Oh, shit.
This is ridiculous. Drip really just hopped on the pod to flex his date.
Wow.
I like it. I like the energy.
That's that.
No,
that's
you can't. That you can only do that when you flexing
Put
constantly.
your rollie in the sky, nigga. He was putting his rollie in the sky.
This
You can't do that once.
What if this is all mine? We don't know.
Oh, he is retiring.
Oh,
All his droplets is drying up.
They don't let us.
nah. His droplets were dry. Nigga, that's why I'm surprised he got a date.
Nigga said, Matt is currently inside an episode of G Street. Followed by First and 10.
Shout out to Vin.
G string. We ain't said nothing about the wire since. It's been a good.
Yo,
Absolutely
I'm
not.
just here for a short period of time. That's it. You know?
Nah, for a good time, not a long time. I understand it. I totally
Facts.
understand it.
Facts.
Wait, Matt, because let me ask you a question then. I mentioned it with Dave. Let me get this off the screen. You mentioned on Twitter's, you think MJF's about to get that Stone Cold run?
What I was referring to was they're trying to do something similar to that run. You know what I mean? It's not the same. I don't think that shit could get over like that. You know what I'm saying? Because we've seen so many motherfuckers try to duplicate that shit. Just the character in general, if you know what I'm saying.
Are you saying that because of what? Because of who will have to? Because he'll need a Mr. McMahon at some point, or what's going on?
he'll need a Mr. McMahon. But I don't think that like we've seen this shit so many times, like recreated. The badass guy has been recreated so many times. I don't think people will take to it the same way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
I don't think that's his role at all. I think I think they're painting him as the loyal guy. They're more so painting him as, and this is what I was saying earlier, as the Punk on the other side to Rock and Cena.
Correct. And Cena and Punk is gonna be John Cena.
Right.
Right.
They're painting him as the loyal guy to the company, but the company is consistently riding with these part-timers coming in. And I think that's what they're thinking about brother JF.
Which I still don't think that can be. Yo, why are you back? Why are you back?
Why are you back?
Hear y'all.
Why are you back?
He came in.
Go be a man.
Yeah, be a man. Be a man, Hogan.
You can't. Yeah. I can't hear you. What you doing,
block his IP, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Block this nigga IP.
Absolutely. I think the interesting thing about what they're doing with him is I actually see a bunch of elements of different things that we've all seen, because all right, listen, let's keep it a buck. This company loves tributes. This company will recreate a whole Bret the Hitman Hart match.
Right.
So now what it looks like they're doing is they're putting a bunch of some of the greatest feuds or you know what I mean, of all time, and kind of trying to put them together, even with him kind of making a differentiation between himself and like the Britt Bakers of the world and like the OGs that came in before they started bringing in ex-WWE guys, like you mentioned. There's no there's a clear like demarcation of, well, these guys are going to be on one side of the fence and these guys are going to be on the other, and it's going to be something that kind of runs through every other storyline. I think we got a long summer of this.
Yeah, hold on. I'm saying like this because I ain't mean to cut you off, but I was about to. Because this little motherfucking thing, you remember on Jurassic Park when Newman got hit with the shit?
Is that the noise I'm hearing?
Oh,
nigga. One of them bitches just walked up to me.
Because they run like little children. They be like...
Yeah, I don't like it.
Whoa,
motherfucker.
I hate that we knew exactly what that does look like the P-Valley set. That's hilarious. That's P-Valley season 3 right there.
Shout out to me. In the Valley of P.
No pause. No pause, June.
Hey, don't go up in that office. That nigga is different. That nigga will turn around, they're gonna have a whole beard. Like, no, why you got a beard?
I'm out of here, man.
Wildin'.
I'm getting out of here. I'm watching the game or some shit.
Yeah, all right. You
mind your business, nigga.
You be safe, bro.
Hey. No, I'm waiting for y'all to start the show. I got a whole intro and shit.
Oh, this nigga's wildin'.
So wait, so you're not here for a little bit of time then?
A little bit more.
I'm getting out of here. Hey, we on chill mode. Spill Hennessy. Listen to Jeezy and Ho, some rose. It's like we always on the grind with no breaks. So tonight, let's just act like we on vacation. Put these in rotation. At Math Damon. I'm out. I love y'all.
Shit.
Shout out to y'all.
Shout out to you. Shout out to you. And on that note,
greetings, wrestling fans, and welcome to another action-packed part of All-Star Wrestling.
Chat. I love y'all. I'm sitting here looking. They said Math was at Magic City. He got a jet ski to catch. Salute to y'all. I fuck with chat. Welcome back to the Black Rasslin Podcast. Clearly, God's still working on us. As always, it's your boy Cal, representing Rock the Dub, Black Rasslin Podcast, and all relevant points in between. As you can see, at least one person from the squad is on the line. Brother Fam, say what's good to the people, yo.
Hey, ain't nobody here. I could do the full presentation.
Do your thing.
IllFam790, social media choice, aka the Aunt Anderson podcast, and aka Captain Bro Albano, Brew Diamond Phillips, Cheeto Santana, Pod Shampoo, God's favorite podcast, the Potty Piper, I'm here to podcast, Juke Bubblegum, and I'm all out of Dentine Ice, aka the Senior Love Daddy of WFAM, where family always matters. Good evening.
Damn, I love it. He tweeted that the other day. If y'all didn't catch that, he put his AKAs on the Twitter early this week, or was it over the weekend? We basically did a whole ass show in like 45 minutes. Not to say there's not shit to talk about, but so we can sidestep all this MJF. You aside from the MJF opening debacle and everything at what the hell's it called? Double or Nothing. What you watched the rest of the paper? What were your thoughts on some of the other shit that went down on the pay-per-view?
It was a very long show.
Yes. I woke up, didn't realize I was on the couch. I'm sorry.
I thought the tag teams went crazy. I thought you got some real hip hop from Thunder Rosa and what's homegirl Serena D.
Yeah, Keith called it the best technical. She called it the best women's match of the year. There was some speculation if that was true, but they went in. They had a banger.
Yeah. No, it was definitely Papoose versus Elzai. So you got to give. I always think pro wrestling should be more than one thing. I think too much of one thing. I don't know, but we got to keep Thunder Rosa in our prayers because she was off TV last night. They sent her home. I hope she cool.
Yeah. They be banging for real. But yeah, slew stuff in a division that feels like it may start be getting that potential. I think once they're starting to get some pieces, I feel like they may need like this to lock one or two things, and that division will really be secure. But it's dope to have women like her. Pay the 5 as always. Pay the 10 as always. What am I talking about? Pay the 1, pay the 10. Salute to the squads out there. But yeah, shouts to Thunder Rosa. Hope she's good. Hold your head.
Trios.
They said that they had a trios belt. I saw Tony had said he already got the belts made. I guess he's just waiting for whatever time to drop that shit. But we knew that trios match was going to be hard.
Yeah.
We knew that was going to be hard. Thoughts on CM Punk taking that title?
It's excuse me. It's two reasons to do a title change. You know what I'm saying? Either you need to make someone or you need to make the title. Because there's another conversation we're going to have. But this was a time when we put this title on to use that as a vehicle to strengthen the title, I believe is what you're going to do here. And it's actually going to send you into like months of TV because I think they have a big, elaborate. I think they do have this worked out already.
Well, they called it the Summer of Punk. I think I saw on Twitter. Like they're already christening it, a certain type of thing. But it was that image of Punk and FTR in the ring on Dynamite. Like I said, as someone who I don't need to see. I don't really care about seeing CM Punk wrestle anymore. Like I've seen it. We talked with Dave. Shouts to Dave LaGreca. Lived through all of that, and I was good for it. So like I understand it too though, because Hangman Page is probably, we've called him Magnum TA, like the babyface in their audience right now. We've said it a million times on the pod. The thrill is in the chase.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much of a heel Punk's going to be, but I understand that Page needs to be battling towards somebody and something.
I don't think Page is hanging out in this this main event scene. I think they found out it ain't.
You think it? But so who you think it reverts to MJF? Well, let's unpack that, because there's a lot of people who would say, there's been conversation about his reign. Was he, a tweet that I saw, was his reign a Big E reign? Where it felt like.
Say.
Go ahead.
His reign was worse than Big E's, because I don't think anything moved with him with the title. I don't think he was elevated. I don't think the title, of course, was not elevated at all. At least when Big E had the championship and the belt, he was outside, he was on TV, and he was doing what great babyface champions do, is get the championship over outside of the company. He's at races and college football. He's at boxing matches. You see what I'm saying? Big E's reign was better. Sorry. I'm sorry. There's nothing that you can tell me that Adam Page did in his reign that people are going to put on his Wikipedia page, other than he was the champion.
It's one of those that he all right. So what? So he beat. He had two very good matches with Danielson that he ended up winning. I think he won most of his chat. He was very strong in terms of win-loss. But I think it's one of those that MJF is definitely going to be in that mix very soon. I think my thing with Adam Page, and this is the one thing I hate, because I'm not mad at Page, but I do think that the actual reign was made, because I think one of the keys is what you're saying. It felt like the title didn't feel like the most important thing on the show. It to the point where it would be structured. His segments in the middle of the show, he may cut a random promo, set up a random match, but it didn't feel like I thought Adam Page was dope before he got the title. He was that guy before he got the title. I don't think he went any further during that reign, and he did all those matches. I don't think the reign put him anywhere else.
I also think it was time to find out, though. I think it was time for them to like, all right, what do we have here? Because if not, then a month from now, it's the same kind of deal where let's find out. And eventually this was going to be the cycle. I don't know if you know what I mean, like that was said in the chat, is maybe he was undercooked and he wasn't ready. But I mean, we found out I guess either he wasn't or the writing wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Because all runs, every single run is not just whatever wrestler it is.
Right.
It's
That's
also
not
the booking. The booking is always so important. So sometimes you got to get the booking over, and sometimes the booking ain't it.
Yeah.
And I mean, he had some good matches, but good matches, sorry, wrestling fans, sorry, real hip hop niggas, good matches ain't enough.
It ain't enough. If good matches were enough, Bryan Danielson would be my champion. Y'all wouldn't even be able to tell me nothing. But
Ricochet would be amazing.
Talk about it. But I think the one key with Page, though, is this. It just like with MJF and a lot of this stuff in AEW, it's not over. Like, this was, it's one of his first real reigns. He's damn sure going to be getting that title back. Hopefully it's something. Well, and Antoine, I've seen that sentiment a lot. It is tough to be a black man and say I'm rocking with the Hangman. But what about Wardlow?
Wardlow is more ready for that scene than Page is, and that speaks to MJF again. You know what I'm saying? He's super over. And that's what I was saying. I was like, I said this a couple weeks ago. I may have tweeted it. I don't remember. But I was like, yo, Wardlow's more over than your heavyweight champion right now.
Well, and that was the key, though. Those Wardlow Wardlow segments on the show were much more engrossing, much more entertaining than if there was a championship match booked that same week. Just because the story is bigger with MJF, it feels like it makes more. It makes a much bigger deal than Hangman being dope in another title defense or whatever. And I hate just pushing it to the side like that. But I mean, if we're being real, it's what it is.
But you know what you do with a guy like Wardlow now? Because you can do everything with Wardlow. Wardlow can beef with Scorpio Sky. Wardlow can beef with Chris Jericho. Wardlow could, you know what I'm saying? Like all these folks, all these heels that they have that are supposed to be big deal. And you have to move him away from MJF because now you have to see, like, you know what I'm saying? You got to find out, is this guy the goods? And I think Wardlow is going to be the goods.
Wardlow, so Wardlow being TNT be taking it from Scorpio Sky?
I mean, it doesn't have to happen now, but yeah, eventually I see it happening. He's big and the crowd was going crazy. Now they have to find out, was this the MJF effect or is this guy legit the goods? I think he's the goods.
I think he's the goods. I think being in that storyline with MJF and being pushed as like the underdog babyface who has also got the Kevin Nash powerbomb storyline gimmick. Like there's no way Wardlow was going to be. That was his opportunity to fuck up, and I think he's there. They just the one thing that kills me with so much being in the mix though is. This is one of those times, like a build up to the Forbidden Door pay-per-view at the end of the month. Piece of Chris Brown,
Real hip-hop
MJF, CM Punk, all this stuff going on. It's tough to always be to see. Damn, they like right now at the time, if they're going to try and build, especially another, I don't want to say monster baby face, but like someone who's going to be another big deal for those titles. Like it's going to be tough for me to think they're going to be able to do Adam Page and Wardlow and somebody else. It doesn't seem to work like that all the time. Just creatively, it's hard to have three banger storylines like that at once. It just isn't going to happen.
I think Hangman's going to fall victim to that.
And another point that I do, because there was chatter about baby faces and all this stuff going on. I think the point that I've heard Keeks and other people, and actually a lot of people say for years, realistically since Stone Cold, it's tough to get a baby face. Like you can get a pure baby face everybody wants to cheer for. That's one thing, but it's not like the best market for either company to be building pure baby faces. MJF got turned into a babyface Wednesday night after saying, "You fucking Mark," in the camera. Like he wasn't cheered because he was out there kissing babies and saving the lady. He was talking hella shit. It's funny, talking hella shit, and the fans ate into it because he was digging into the WWE versus AEW side of things. It's very interesting.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to it, man. It makes things more interesting, man. I think that's the one thing that they really accomplished with this pay-per-view is they set up to me for their television because that's another one of the things that they do really well over at AEW is it sets up for their week-to-week television to actually be telling you stories and they, use all of because they've got a lot of things going on as far as shows where all of their shows are starting to kind of matter more. I'm just really interested in seeing where they go really with everybody and with these divisions. I mean, you mentioned it earlier, the women's division got very interesting very quickly.
Yeah.
They somehow they made Jade more interesting as she's the most interesting thing they have.
My man, once I saw because they said, look, the reports were, well, they let Stoke go. He may be AEW bound. He said, you know what? I am there. Get that man out of the ring. Let's work.
So hold on, don't go anywhere from this picture.
I'm with
That
it.
is absolutely the suit from that Whispers video when they was walking with the
That damn suit. He bought the suit off eBay. So I'm about to stun on this shit.
nigga is clean. Hey, Stoke, you gotta get you on the shoulder. You clean.
Stoke, let us know whenever
That's
you ready.
too.
Yeah.
He about to sing that Billy Ocean. You know what I mean?
He got the microphones in his left hand. Yeah.
Caribbean Fiends, yo. I'm trying to tell you, it's gonna be live. I met this hoe out in Queens. Doing the dope fiend lean.
Stokely Hathaway with the dope fiend lean, everybody.
Yeah, dope fiend lean, you already know. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Nah, Stoke walking out there immediately. I was like, fuck yeah, do that shit. It's a wrap for Mark Sterling. At least
You know what?
Jade.
He jumped in something else.
The peep, stop it. Peep, stop
We're
it.
gonna get there.
We'll get there.
We're gonna get there. Yes, the one, yo, shout out Shelly Belly. Yo, Shelly Belly was a real nigga, man. You know what I mean? Scotty from the Whispers. That was a mustache, nigga. That was a mustache. So but that's really what we're going towards is we see him. You know what I mean? You got all the women in the ring and it's unbalanced, and then here comes Athena.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Formerly what they call her thighs in WWE?
Ember Moon.
Ember Moon, that's what they call her. You know what I'm saying? And now that they're starting to get some folks, you know what I mean, that can either go or some folks that are on the mic.
Mm-hmm.
If they are looking for folks that need help on the mic, you know what I'm saying, seeing that, you know, the gentleman on the mic that was helping, she didn't really need the help though. You know what I'm saying? Jade, you know what I mean? What's the guy's name?
Mark Sterling.
Yeah, Mark Sterling could just
Smart Mark Sterling.
You can move over to Athena because they let her talk on the mic, and we definitely got a heifer moment. That's the new heifer. You know what I mean?
We'll keep it one. I didn't grab the clip. I don't know if AEW. I don't know if people are gonna mess with it, but I'm gonna keep it 100.
Yeah.
Let's keep one. No. I there are people who don't be in the hood. Clearly, like you can tell when someone when you can tell when someone's grown up around or not grown up around a certain type. It is what it is. I don't know.
It's the only problem is Stoke with Jade is Heyman with Punk to me.
Yeah, this is money right here. This is absolute money right here.
Yo, nigga in the back look like 51, don't he?
He do look that ref. Yeah, every time I see him, I'm like, hey. All right, that's just Black Ref in AEW. I need to find his. I need to find his footage. Salutes to the Black Ref in AEW. Salutes to all the both them companies. I like growing up in an era where I could see black women, like random like Spanish dudes, like it was always a white guy ref. Oh, a white guy ref, and then it would be like a Teddy Long with the shag.
Because he was growing that back because that front was gone.
Sunroof was open.
Mel Patton Barnes was in Teddy Long life, like, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I hate it, but that was good. That's why he had to rock the Deweys all the damn time.
That was the most useless use of a do-rag, but useful, but it wasn't practical. It wasn't doing nothing.
This image was from the other day because I believe he was at Dynamite, but I just love this shot. Eddie Kingston, who are I think since Eddie Kingston's been in AEW, people have already been like becoming like bigger fans of his, especially his work on the mic. As the promo is amazing. he was drenched. He's walking down the ramp, drenched, whole Yankee shirt, drenched in blood, with the big ass gas can, and just said, "Fuck it." He was like my man from where the lighter. We burning house like
house party. Yo, that was the most overreaction in any movie of all time. They want to let us in the party. Let's burn them alive.
Burning house? I was talking about kicking little ass. I ain't mean to burn people up. I smell this crazy. I'm sorry. Yeah. I could do that all night. But Eddie Kingston, his theme is but that's his vibe though, right? I mean, he's straight up off the porch. Uncle off the porch.
Yo, when Manziel went to New Japan, he was my favorite, favorite thing that came out that night. Like it was my favorite part of the show. It was and some of it was really, really ridiculous. Right? And this is one of the lies that the folks, the folks that kind of lean AEW kind of is like, oh, we don't do sports entertainment. You do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This nigga, come on. But it's okay to do all of that. And all of it's wrestling. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, man, we just have to stop kind of being so contextual and just rock with like LaGreca was saying earlier. Like, just like what you like, but don't necessarily have to mention anything. Just say, I like it. This is dope.
Yeah, that's actually I think the thing I was reading was on NoDQ.com. They were talking about the trolls in on the timeline, specifically the troll accounts who damn well it's somebody made this burner account just so they could go into the comments and stir shit, pro WWE shit when some AEW nonsense is going on, or vice versa. First off, get some help. But I can't for the life of me understand. It's got to be young. You got to be young, because I don't get the need to continuously just put that energy.
Nigga, enjoy your date. Cut the phone off. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry. It's fine. The young woman who's been hanging. If you're watching this, young woman that's hanging out with Drip,
smack him and the phone.
Yeah, take the phone out of his hand. If he's watching this on the close the lap, whatever's going on, ask him to put on Fast and Furious or something like that. I know is this something he could be doing right now.
Don't let him put on the Fast and Furious. That'd be worse.
That would be.
Vin Diesel. Now, this is before he was. This is before him and Dwayne's feud.
That's good. That's a really good trip. That's a perfect trip. White Noise, Patreon.com/Black Rasslin. That's how it goes.
Professional. That man is a professional.
This is what we do. Shit, Black Watch. Again, these things happen every Monday.
That is the most unprofessional thing I've ever seen in my whole entire life.
Organized. Who is this woman? We got it next time. I need to talk to her. I may have her be on the pod. Drip, you're not on the pod this time. Big Mike. We'll have to have an off-air conversation about all this. What I do?
No, he might be. I hope he's not talking about. Oh my gosh, the episode 3 of Black Watch drops this Monday, right?
Yes.
Oh no. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
An apology in advance. An apology in it. So. Athena. Does Athena need a Tony Brown? She needs a.
Hey, Tony Brown would let her not to say hundee.
I'm gonna keep it hundee.
I'm gonna keep it hundee. Like ho hundee. You gotta relax.
Do I just? I'm gonna try and keep it hundee. If we get knocked off the internet, it's not my fault. But we're gonna keep it hundee.
Yeah, you might as well keep it hundee out here. You know what I mean?
Keep it 100. Yeah, because it's clear. You can tell that this wouldn't have happened in WWE.
That
right?
is perfect work. That is perfect.
Athena.
But this is with the braids. He changed a little bit once he got to Baltimore and he got bipped up. If you understand and you're not locally, getting bipped up is getting a fresh haircut.
Getting bipped up sounds crazy.
He got bipped up, you know what I'm saying? Because some niggas say bipped up, and I mean,
Oh,
bipped up. So you gotta Baltimore getting bipped up is boom, boom, get you a little haircut. He got him a little, he got bipped up, and then everything was straight. But the Athena Griffin III is amazing work. I'm a fan of work. Work is a good guy. You know what I mean?
Shouts to Work.
I am close, very, very close to Baltimore. Yes.
He is Baltimore.
AG3 is amazing. Y'all killing her.
It's that bad?
It because of how we acted with Heifer, right?
Yes.
This is Heifer 2. This is Heifer Part 2. And that's the problem, is like, all right, you've had a black woman on here who kind of proved she had some connection problems with an audience. And then again, you have a separate black woman that had some clearly issues with a disconnect with the culture, I guess, you know what I mean?
Well, fam, all right.
Let me keep it 100 with you.
100.
100. I 100 is a very obvious choice for a name of the episode. Let me keep it.
I think somebody.
I'm sorry.
From Heifer to Hundee.
Heifer, let me keep it 100 with you.
Wow.
From Heifer to Hundee. The great American novel.
100.
Yeah.
Wait, go back to that. Go back. I think that was that Hearts. What was that Talking Champs comment? She didn't have to do that. This promo, we didn't need.
Keep it 100 with you.
I don't expect that from her. It's not necessary from anybody. And I mean, was it 100 because it was Jade? I mean, would she have said 100 if it was Brit? I don't know. I don't know if she was.
Jade was also on the receiving end of Heifer. It might be a function of them not having anybody in a role backstage that'd be like, oh, no, this ain't it.
That was a conversation we had with Heifer. If there's
Tony,
no
call Kaz.
There are people that can help this situation. Amber Moon that can help her 100%. It's one of those things you need someone who is understanding of how like people just naturally speak. That's why Kaz was so good in his role at the WWE with the New Day. He understood how people talked and what information and delivery would make sense, and then they just amplified that in a pro wrestling ring.
I think, and that's it, right? So nobody would have came out and said anything if she's came howling at the moon like the nurse she was raised to be. It's her faking that got everybody hot, and the fact that it's happened before, right? And if you don't have that sounding board backstage, it's going to happen again, and it's like, it feels like, and this is why folks got so mad. Is it feels like they said to her and Brandy the first time, it was like, all right, well, you got to go out there and you got to get an attitude with her. You know what I'm saying? So go out there, get all sister girl on her. And
right, like, black it up. I don't want to say they said black it up, but like that's what it feels like.
That's really what it felt like. And I feel like if they have somebody backstage, a sounding board, someone that can actually tell them not to do those things, I feel like they'll fix it. But until then, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's funny because it got so loud on the timeline because of Nikita Lyons, right? So they were so happy. They was like, yes, the big booty white girl hate niggas. I told you, niggas. I told you. And that's what they were saying. So it was, and like I said, everything online has been so contextual. Like everything is, well, WWE did this, well, AEW did this, and it turned into that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? On the timeline. And I think what was missed there in the arguments was how to fix these things.
That's crazy. No, I think all of that is correct. It's how easy is that to happen though? Like if Tony Khan is the guy who he's clearly like making sure people know that he's holding the keys to he's got everything on lock. I think it's tough to if there's nobody there and there's nobody willing to be like, yo, bro, you need to figure something out. This is just what we're gonna get. And I hope this isn't somebody saying, yo, black send it up. Don't black it up for him.
By the way, Shelly Belly, I don't think those are black since I've been rated by the Usos about my Cowboy jersey because they're San Francisco fans one time. And they was like, I could have sworn this nigga got on a Cowboy jersey. Like, I felt like that's what, if he didn't say that, right. You know what I'm saying? That's what it felt like. You know what I'm saying?
He was at the family reunion with it. This is how much I don't even. This how crazy the MJF situation was. I totally forgot to add Nikita Lyons a tweet. It was a Memorial Day tweet.
Donald Rump.
Donald Rump was good. The timeline was crazy.
Yes, they were. Hey, listen.
So because I was confused. I saw Shorty with the nunchucks flipping the shit around, and I saw the tweet says something about land of the free or because of the brave or whatever.
Because of the holiday. Now,
because of the holiday.
I don't have by default, like I'm not listening to my Instagram posts. They're not going to be on,
right?
You know what I'm saying, with volume. So I don't hear MAGA rap, which I didn't know was a thing. You know what I'm saying?
I did not. What I had to look up the situation because I was like, wait, what the fuck is going on? And because I didn't hear the storm the Capitol, I didn't realize. But from what I understand, the song was made by a rapper, producer. They may be vets or something like that. It came out it came out that December, like right, maybe like weeks before the storming of the Capitol.
Yeah, it's an MC by the name of Warren Coon. Watch me go deep into backstabbing our people.
But the song got taken after January 6th. The song got taken. Booty Giuliani chose is crazy. The song got taken off of Spotify and the streaming services or whatnot because of the messages in the song. Because there's two things that could have happened. Go back. What? That's deep. That's crazy. There's two things that could have happened here. I did not approve that trade. I don't know who was doing that trade. But again, two things. One, she didn't know what the fuck was going on and didn't realize whatever. She didn't pay attention. Or two, she knew exactly what was going on. And she doubled down.
She did. And then homeboy came back and said, look, my homegirl said, because that's when I discovered him today. And he was talking all kinds of craziness. Like, oh man, you just hate niggas, don't you?
I didn't realize.
I hate your pants.
MAGA the Stallion is one. I didn't realize. I didn't know people listen to like conservative, like MAGA rap. I didn't think that people were rapping about storming the Capitol not too long before people actually stormed. Like, there's a lot going on here. And for someone like Nikita, who, I mean, let's keep it a buck. A lot of her love right now, a lot of love she had been getting was because of thirsty ass. Like that was
white boys don't be liking regular white boys don't be liking girls built like it.
It's not even for them. It's not even. That's why she was dancing and doing all the hip hop and shit. She knew what she was doing, but does she know what does she know what she's doing right now?
I when you say does she know what she's doing, do you mean is this like her being crazy like a fox and does she have a plan, or is she cognizant that she's stirring the black people up and having people turn on her. Because I don't think she realizes.
I think more my like is she, I'm not clear on if she's MAGA. It's 100%. She's Tommy Lauren with cheeks, is what we're saying. Because that's big. That's not just I vote Republican and I happen to be in the WWE, but I still love black people. Like Tommy Lauren, that's a Sean Clapping. He's crazy. Tommy Lauren's like that's a different level entirely. If that's her, then anybody who was like, because I know that timeline's been a trip. The timeline's been a trip for a while.
Now wait, because this all right. So shout out to Sean. Tom McDonald is the biggest MAGA rapper. That is Keith Lee's favorite rapper.
I didn't know who he was until Keith Lee said it. I didn't know who Tom McDonald was. I didn't know who these jokers were until she put it in the tweet.
We got to revisit that. We don't know, but we got to Yo,
Thick Cheney is
Mitch McConnell.
But see, that's the problem. It be one thick booty, so everybody got all the jokes. But then when she become MAGA the Stallion, then people look crazy because y'all was already out there thirsting for however long because she was dropping them yams on the people.
I mean, you can't blame that on that's regular. She fat. I mean,
you can't blame people, but the thing is, Thick Santorum is good too. You have to. I think at this point, niggas got to do a little. Niggas got to do a little more research before you start laying it all on the line for these people that ain't gonna worry. All right, we're gonna get off this topic. I can't. I knew that the timeline was crazy. You don't listen to MAGA rap and not be MAGA. You right. Nah, you right. You 100% right. Mm-hmm. I just want to make sure. I did see Tommy at a black dude. Apparently they're saying she had a black boyfriend.
Our chat is amazing, man.
Shouts out to the
audio, please. YouTube, .com/Black Rasslin. Listen, you got to come in here and see this chat because it's somebody. We're gonna have to have Shelly Belly on the show at some point. Her ass got dang peeps because them niggas is off the chain.
We have to talk offline. I was thinking about some stuff that kind of align with that. Before we get like we've been here for a while. Actually, this may be the longest episode of Black Rasslin Podcast that's only been a casual Monday. We've had some casual Monday episodes back in the day, and them shits be like 10 minutes. No, did we bring up Punk's knees yet?
No, we also didn't talk about the how bad the Hardys are. Hardy. There's some things going on. Listen, you know what? Let's keep it positive on AEW because there have been times we've known to kind of lean the other way. So we've seen the timeline has seen all of it. We've seen
timeline is nuts. But the wild thing is, just like a lot of I think McConnell's crazy. Jeff specifically though, it's not before he left WWE, there were questions, but when he's in AEW, just the way them bumps, them swantons he be doing off the top rope, I was already like, bro, it's you chill.
I'm like pigeon tons at this point.
It's crazy. He landed all crazy on people. It's a lot. I don't know what his situation is. I don't know what's going on with him personally. For the sake of all these people in the chat and people on the timeline that love Jeff Hardy, I would really hope that he would, ease up a little bit, learn from the Punks and the Danielsons who are able to wrestle at a certain pace, but are also trying to take care of themselves as well because they want to be here for a while. Oh boy, probably. I'm with it. Is this going to be the first WWE pay-per-view since we got a title? That we don't. I asked about. I don't know what the again. It's only two of us, so I don't know if we're doing a whole prediction situation right now.
I think we might need to. Oh, can we all get together? I guess after everybody.
We're gonna we ain't gonna do it right now. I don't want to do a whole predictions thing right now. I don't even know if it makes sense to. We could run through the card.
We could definitely do the card.
Yeah, let's we'll go. So it's right now. Let's get. There's only 6 matches. There's only 6 matches left on the card. I don't know if they're gonna add anything by the end of tomorrow night. The chat is lit every Thursday. Again, salutes to the chat. We be sitting in here before we go live, like, damn, it's already 5-6 niggas up in the chat saying what's up. Like,
right.
Love it. The support, the love and appreciation from y'all whenever we drop, whenever we have something live. It means the world to me. It means the world to us. It's one of the reasons we make sure to tap in and we hear every week.
Yeah.
There was a video of Dr. Umar in a mall in New Jersey.
He was at the white jumper line. I was like, oh.
You see that the video is him talking to a white woman. She looked younger.
White woman.
If you know Dr. Umar, you know why. The way it looked every Thursday, Alabama, every Thursday, 8:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on your YouTube, youtube.com/Black Rasslin. Dr. Umar saw the video. I guess somebody tagged him in it, and he had to get online saying, yes, that is me. I was at the iPhone kiosk. She was fixing my phone. That non-African he said that non-African just worked there. But yeah, he responded to one tweet I saw. He made sure to drop a paragraph, and then on his Twitter, there was like a whole extra screen grab situation or something like that. He was talking about all y'all blacks or something. I forget what he said, but he was out in Cherry Hill. That ain't that far. I've been to
New Jersey.
That's not that far.
Because I know he wasn't at Cherry in Baltimore.
Fam.
So Baltimore.
A month ago, Dr. Umar was in Trenton.
Word?
I didn't go. Mind, this is how black Trenton is. The Starbucks in downtown Trenton is so black that the posters for Dr. Umar's appearance in Trenton be on the door as you walk into the Starbucks. I said, oh shit.
Oh my gosh, Dr. Umar. Screw Dr. Umar.
He said non-African with the K. I love it. Sage the whole pod. Saves the whole timeline. Now let's get it. There's 6 matches on the Hell in a Cell card right now. That allegations is an underrated.
Hey, really quick. Right before, and I'm gonna keep this. So my nigga Riddle and Punishment Martino was out here having Raw on the Raw train. They be on Wednesday night Raw, and Thursday night Raw, it's Saturday night Raw, and Sunday night. Hey, look, we get one. You know what I mean? You're trying to. I'm gonna be honest. Nobody, after seeing, especially when we talked about the bar in Dallas, you know what I mean? We were seeing everybody. This nigga was at the bar early with a gold blazer on, all like, yeah, he a freak boy. Nobody is surprised. I'm not surprised that either one of these niggas is out in these streets maneuvering like, you know what I mean? Like Xavier Woods, you know what I mean? And
choo. Thank you, Alabama. Appreciate.
What's the other boy name? Matt. What's the white boy that was Brad Maddox?
Brad Maddox.
That's the new that's the new Xavier and Brad Maddox, yo.
I guess I got some research to do after the pod.
Yeah.
Damn. I did that. Black Rasslin After Dark. Nah, that's crazy. 6 matches on the card. Hell in a Cell this Sunday. They're in Illinois. Anyway, Finn Balor, AJ Styles, and Liv Morgan are going to be facing the Judgment Day in a match.
Yeah. Rhea took her own pin on Raw, which this sounds so wild.
No pause, dude. No pause.
No
That's
pause,
funny.
June. That sounded amazing. She took her own pen.
That's
It was
crazy.
great. Yeah, that's for sure.
Shots to
That was
them.
for sure.
I'm not mad at it. Theory's going to be defending the U.S. title against Mustafa Ali. That low key may be one of them ones to check out. I'm not mad at Theory as a wrestler.
Listen. Mustafa Ali and what's buddy with the beard?
Veer?
Nah. What's NXT guy, Lifer?
Ciampa.
Yeah. Tommaso Ciampa. They was putting one on until that ended with the with the DQ or whatever.
Yeah.
But listen, I think that's gonna be a very nice match. Yeah, that's gonna be some good work.
I wonder if we're living in a world where Ali could be getting a U.S. title at any time. Theory just being Theory is weird.
To him, but Theory is got a rocket.
Yeah, he's Theory's got a rocket, and Vince McMahon.
The rocket is definitely strapped to his back. Just lean into it, I guess. It makes it better.
Ezekiel is going to be
Elliott?
taking on. What was his old ring name? Elias, brother Ezekiel is going to be taking on Kevin Owens.
Yeah. This nigga's Dusty Rhodes, yo. KO is Dusty Rhodes. This is a terrible, terrible feud they've given him, and he has acted to perfection, man. Watching him is always amazing on TV, and they're giving him. Now they did give him Stone Cold at WrestleMania, but they was like, after WrestleMania, nigga, you gonna be shoveling, dude.
You want to chill for a little bit? We just got some nonsense for you. Don't worry about it. Hey, but you know what? It's one of the things. He chilling. He knew what he was doing when he knew what he was doing when he accepted that money.
Yo, they are. She's right. They are killing the Indian guys. If they put Veer in a suit, he might be world champion material. But that's a conversation for another time.
They got him killing motherfuckers right now.
These foreign monsters, yo, y'all gotta stop, yo.
That's the thing. Vince loves that. And any guy that's not from America that is very big and beat people up. That's all. That's
what?
Wow. No Paul's June. No Paul's June. I don't know what's going on. Bobby Ashley versus Omos and MVP. That's a handicap match.
Now, did you watch the signing Monday night?
No, I did not see the signing.
There's a point during the signing where if you're watching, because P and Bobby are going back and forth, and there's a point where he's like, "You gotta talk to that nigga." Right, so he do this, but the camera is right here on MVP when he did it. I was like, God dang it! But MVP is still guiding Bobby along the way on the other side of the feud, man.
I need to see it for that. I always download Raw for like those moments, those things I know they may cut from Hulu or whatever. I got to find that clip. That was.
Niggas in my
You know.
It was right there. I was going. Shouts out to those that know. Shouts out to those that know.
Those who know won't tell, and those that want tell don't know. What was he talking about? The nigga was drunk as a mug off the Miller High Lifes.
That old nigga movie.
High Lifes off in this funky joint.
Shouts out to Ossie Davis.
Man, and I'm sober tonight. That's ill.
I am not. I'm not even that bad though. Bianca Belair defending the Raw Women's Championship against Asuka and Becky Lynch.
Hey, they are putting on amazing work every time those women.
That's gonna be hard. No, that match is gonna be hard. I'm just. I just realized though. So I haven't caught SmackDown. So Sasha gone.
So the only word on that situation this week was that there's been less communication than before. So
The other thing that I did hear was, or that I read, and this was from Meltzer, who was one of the first ones that said this happened. He said that he hasn't heard any more word on the women's tag team championship tournament that they were. It sounded like it was kind of dead in the water, which is not surprising.
Yeah, they definitely said that's on hold because there's no one to be in it.
That's why we asked. Ain't no teams. Who's the teams? Who's the team? Ain't no teams. But damn, that's crazy. I don't know what's going on. That's crazy. This Bianca Asuka Becky match is going to be hard. I guess that means there's no SmackDown Women's Championship match, at least as of right now. Who knows if anything's going to be added? The Mandalorian shit. She on that Hollywood wave. Finally, Cody Rhodes and Seth freaking Rollins in Hell in a Cell.
It's that real hip hop, son. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't like Seth Rollins. Like Seth Rollins might be my new Randy Orton. You know what I'm saying? It's because of them outfits. I hate them outfits.
Those outfits are bad.
And then him and his wife sharing the same outfits. It's ridiculous, yo. I hate it. I hate all of it. But this feud has been
money.
Like niggas look mad. I really enjoy it, man.
I'm with it. It's what Seth's needed. I mean, it's low key. It's what Cody's needed, but it's really what Seth's needed. Yeah, I guess as of right now, I don't want to say Ronda looked like a bust, but I mean, if there's nobody over there and she's the champion, if their only thing was Sasha Banks, it sounds like Sasha Banks had a reason to do and say what she was doing, based off of the way things have gone after the fact, because ain't nothing gotten any better. That's crazy. Well, I was thinking, do you think Seth and Becky go shopping, like they go clothes shopping, they just have like one big closet?
No, that nigga wears sweatpants and t-shirts every day. Them outfits show up at the arena. I mean, too. Yeah.
He got a stylist that just know his size, and they just start sending random shit to him.
They definitely don't know his size. They be like, "You gonna wear this, nigga?" Sometimes it be big, he be small. Sometimes it be small, he be big. Either way, you know what I mean. Them outfits.
No way.
Wow.
Either way. So
wow.
That was Hell in a Cell this Sunday. Well, if we do anything predictions wise, I guess we'll let y'all know. Keep it locked to the IG, keep it locked to the Twitter, the YouTubes, all that stuff. For any official or additional information.
Are you watching? Are you gonna watch live this week?
Live may not happen, but I'm gonna watch. I definitely plan on watching. I want to see the Hell in a Cell match. I'm really interested in Theory, Mustafa Ali, and I don't know. There's something about Asuka vying for a title again that I was wanting Asuka to go further at the beginning of quarantine when she first got that title, and things didn't always go the way you wanted it to go. But I'm glad she's here now and is able to at least try and get that back. So I'm into it.
I may do might be a Patreon, our first Patreon Zoom. You know what I'm saying? Maybe do a Patreon Zoom with the champ. You know what I mean? That might be a nice little entertaining thing to do.
That's dope.
Yeah, it might be. We'll see. We'll work that out. We will work that out. That might be a great idea.
Keep it locked. Patreon.com/Black Rasslin. Pay the 1 or pay the 10.
Like that thing on the Jurassic Park. Like it. I'm sorry.
I think we actually got to everything on the list. So I guess, brother fam, you got a Black Rass of the week?
Black Rass of the week. I'm gonna have to go with Malcolm Bivens, man. Heck of a splash in that suit.
Again.
Rock steady. Steady rocking all night long.
Classic. I am gonna have to get my Black Rasslin to Jade. It feels like and mind you, seeing that there were, I guess in Vegas, they were on some glamour shot shit. I saw dope images of her and Scorpio. There's a fire image of her and Ricky Starks that's on the IG. Not that she hadn't felt. Damn, that's crazy. That's actually they buy it out and then just get it sent home. Alabama pal, shouts out to you. I didn't know. Appreciate you coming through, joining the chat. Sounds like we got another addition to the squad.
Yeah, okay.
I don't remember what I was saying. I think that's the end of this week's episode. Brother fam. Yeah, keep dropping your Black Rasslins a week in the chat, though. I want to know who y'all rocking with. Brother fam, where can the people find you on social media, please?
Hey man, IlFam79 your social media choice, but more importantly, at Where's Buffy and something else pod, man. At something else pod, no G, because we all a G you need. We got a nice little interview in this week, man. We want to build up things so we can promote, because wrestlers be bluffing.
Facts. So again, keep it locked. Patreon.com/Black Rasslin. I'm at Cal on Twitter.
Boggs. Come on, Boggs.
Cal on Twitter, at Black Rasslin on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. BlackRasslin.com is our website, but as always, you can find the Black Rasslin Podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, wherever you get your podcasts. We're there. YouTube.com/Black Rasslin every Thursday night, 8:35 Eastern PM. We're there in some way, shape, or form on this here page. If you're watching this right now, you already know what time it is. I wanted to shout out shouts out Dave LaGreca for coming through.
Yeah.
Shouts out for Spice last week coming through with the Black Girl Magic announcement. That's crazy. Was there someone else I had to shout out?
Hey man, shout out to CM Punk's straight edge knees.
So, no Z packs, no nothing. I'm straight. This is me. God damn it. He was limping down the ramp.
Bless his heart. I understand your struggle, brother. My knees.
Every morning I wake up.
Yeah, my knees have gone the way of my hairline, to be honest.
On that note, salutes to the chat. Appreciate y'all for coming through as always. Shouts to Drip, Math, Mimi. We'll catch y'all next week. Let me turn this thing off so Brother New Jack can take us home. Did I find it? There we go.
Like me or not, I didn't come.